Hello and welcome to Reginaldesq. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the Tier 6 British medium tank, the AC4 Experimental. Is this premium tank any good? Yes, it is a good tank. Why? It has a good gun and good gun depression, 10 degrees of gun depression, and the gun is close to the top of the turret, even though it doesn't have much turret armor. Because there's not a lot of tank above the gun, hill fighting this is pretty good. So negative points on this, well, it has no real armor and its power to weight ratio is terrible. Well, I think that's what the cause is, but basically, look, it does 60 kilometers per hour, which in forward and 20 in reverse, which sounds fantastic, but that is downhill speed only. Going uphill, this thing is as slow as a Super Heavy. In fact, it really reminds me, if you've ever driven the Super Pershing, Tier 8 American Premium Medium, the Super Pershing is very similar. It goes okay downhill, but as soon as you start going up a hill, it slows down to the same speed as a Super Heavy. This is the same as that, except the Super Pershing has armor and this one doesn't. It just has a really bad gearing, I guess. So that's the negative side. Negative side, actually it's pretty quick downhill, but just uphill it's terrible. And what that actually kind of means is at the end of the game, where this tank would be excellent at cleaning up injured tanks, it's actually not very good at that part of the game because it just can't get to them. Everyone else gets there before you, because you might go down a hill, but then you have to go up a hill and you just can't get near the enemy tanks. Very frustrating. So this tank is good at the start and middle part of the game and usually just no good at the end. So my crew in this tank is really good. This is the crew out of my Cromwell, which, because this is a premium tank, I can just run them in and put experience on them. So my command has 6th Sense, Mentor, and is working on Concealment. This guy has Deadeye, Concealment, is working on Snapshot. This is a very old crew before I knew what I was doing, by the way. This is Repairs, Concealment, is working on Smooth Ride. This guy has Concealment, Situational Awareness, is working on Repairs, and this guy has Repairs, Concealment, and is working on Firefighting. I have the Enhanced Gun Laying Drive fitted to speed up the aiming time, Gun Rammer to speed up the loading time, and improved ventilation to try and speed up everything. So I did say this had a really good gun, so maybe we'll have a look at that gun. You can't choose anything, of course, because it is a premium tank. The gun is the same gun off the TOG 2, which is the Tier 6 Premium Heavy Tank. And it's also the same gun off the Tier 7 Black Prince, the Tier 7 Heavy Tank. Now, it's a terrible gun on the Black Prince because at Tier 7, 171mm of penetration and 150 damage per shot just isn't very good. It also has a longer aiming time on the Black Prince, but I think it's a bit more accurate. And on the Black Prince is the dud because you can't flank anyone. You're basically shooting at only heavy tanks and only frontally in the Black Prince, and you just can't pen very many people, and even if you can, they don't care because you're only doing 150 damage and they run around and shoot you. However, at Tier 6 and on a medium tank, it's a fantastic gun because 171mm at Tier 6 is good penetration, and you find actually a lot of heavy tanks you can penetrate them frontally even, but because you're in a medium, you're actually able to flank, and you can get flanking shots on people with 171. There's not many tanks you can't penetrate with standard ammunition. As you know, I never fire premium, so having good pen on a tank is really good. I really like it. It does have 239 with premium, which you can pretty much penetrate anything. 150 damage per shot is also quite good for a medium, with a rate of fire of 12 is very good. 2.1 second aim time is excellent. The only real negative on this gun is the 0.39 dispersion, but actually I found that that's a load of baloney. It's quite a bit. It actually feels like quite an accurate gun, so I would say baloney to that. It's almost never accurate, that figure. So what else can I tell you about it? There's probably not a lot to tell you about it other than what I've just said. We'll do a little comparison. You can have a look and then we'll get into some gameplay. Alright, so I'm going to do it a little bit different today. We have the AC4 Experimental on the left, and all the other tanks we're comparing it to today are premiums. I normally don't compare premiums, but today I will because this is a premium. And this is not all premiums, it's just a big selection of them. So I think we got this tank for Christmas, was it? It was a free tank anyway. It might have been some missions involved, I can't remember, but basically I didn't have to buy it, it was free. I don't buy premiums, so there you go. So 1800 DPM is pretty good. The Rudy, it's exactly the same as the Rudy. It's more than the STRV, but that's got a magazine, which probably explains that. It's less than the others though. 2090 is the best on the Fury. So DPM maybe actually is a little low, but it's not bad. However, the penetration of 171 is far and away the best. The next best is 150 on the Panzer IV-S. So 171, far and above the best penetration. That might be one of the reasons why I like this tank and one of the reasons why I do well in this tank. I have a win rate, I think, of about 64% in this tank. And I think it's because I never fire gold. So having the high pen means that I'm more of an equal footing with people who spam gold. And generally speaking, the old philosophy of wargaming was to give premium tanks very low penetration because they figured, hey, if you're going to pay money for a tank, you're probably the kind of person who'll pay money for ammo as well. So they used to make them all low pen. They've kind of changed that philosophy now. Now, certainly with the heavies, they're giving them really good armor. And I think it's clever because what they say is now everybody else has to fire gold. And they make even more money, so they've changed their philosophy a little bit. But fantastic pen. Now, it doesn't sacrifice a lot of damage for that pen, which is good too. 150 damage is better than some of these other faster firing ones like the Rudy, the Fury, and the Panzer IV-S. And it's the same, in fact, as the STRV, which has the multi-firing clip. So 150 damage is pretty good damage. The Skoda 220 has the best damage, and the Rudy 180 is quite good as well. But we do have a faster rate of fire than we have a rate of fire of 12, which compares really favourably to the Skoda and quite favourably to the Rudy, and it's a bit better than the STRV as well. So great rate of fire. Not as good, of course, as the Fury 18 rate of fire, but that's got the low damage. So what else can we tell you? 76 caliber. So it's similar to most of the others, except for the Rudy has 85 and the Skoda's an 88. Shell velocity 880, high 800s, not bad. The Cromwell, Fury, and Skoda have high 700s, which are a little slow, but the others have over 900, which is of course better. So it's kind of average, not bad. Shell velocity, it's not terrible. We have aim time of 2.1, which, having a look here, is the best of all of them. That's a great thing about this tank. Not much armor, good gun depression, doesn't have to show too much turret to get its gun over the hill, quick aim time. So just pop over, bang, pop back. Don't aim for too long, just shoot. In fact, probably don't really try and fully aim, just pop over, shoot and pop back. Accuracy of 0.39 doesn't compare that well with the others. The Fury's worse at 0.4, but all the others are better, and the best is the Panzer IV-S with 0.32. However, it's baloney, okay? It's actually much more accurate than that, so don't worry about that. It's much better. So, what else can we tell you about this? We told you it's got 10 degrees of gun depression. How does that compare? Well, the Fury's got 10 as well. Cromwell has 8, and the Panzer IV-S has 8. And as you probably know from watching my reviews, I say 8 degrees is pretty much the tipping point. Anything below 8 is not a good hill fighter, so the others are kind of out of it. So 10, equal best, really, really good. Forward speed of 60 is fiction. It's only a downhill speed, as I think I said in the intro. The Cromwell at 64 is the best, and that is a reasonably quick tank. The others are around about the 40 to 54, but really, in reality, they're probably quicker than this tank as far as general maneuverability goes. So do not, under any circumstances, get into a brawl with another medium tank, because you simply can't maneuver. So avoid it at all costs. Try and stay a little bit of range, and definitely try and keep a hill between you and your opponents. If you can keep a hill between you and your opponents, you'll take most people out. That's my opinion anyway. I'm not going to go into train reverse and stuff because it doesn't matter the train resistances, because this thing's just so lowly powered anyway. Armor, 65 at the front of the hull, and the turret armor, it's actually showing 0 at the front. It's not 0. I think it's about 65 as well, but it's not real good. You will get the odd bounce, but it's mainly when you're backing off on an angle or something. Generally speaking, it doesn't bounce very much, but you will get the odd bounce. View range of 360 is better than the STRV, but pretty much worse than all the others except the Cromwell. So it's, so-so. And that's about all we need to tell you about that. Let's have a quick look at the armour. So the armour of this tank, let's have a look at the front of the hull here. It's 65mm, but it is rounded, but it's not really heavily rounded. So, you know, anybody with more than 65mm of pen basically can pen it. So it's not very good. This part here is also 65, but this part here is only 45. So pretty much a guaranteed pen. This part here is heavily sloped, even though it's quite thin in 30 mils. Side on, we've only got 45 mils, so everybody's going to pen it. The turret, thankfully you don't have to show much of the turret. If you can just get your gun over the hill, you're only usually showing this top bit. The cupola is 65mm, which is good. The front end of the tank here is also 65. It lessens a little bit down these angles, but 50mm, but it's pretty much ricochet. In around here, it's kind of a hodgepodge of like here 38 over 38, which is similar. Is not too bad actually. This part is 65. It's just the spaced armor. As you can see, it really varies a lot. So a lot of the times when you bounce, it's just going to be chance of where they hit. And that's why you really just want to pop over quickly. You're not showing too much turret, so they kind of have to aim if they want to hit you. Fire a shot and pop back, and that's pretty much the best plan. The rear of the turret has 65 as well, which is kind of unusual. Top deck is 22, and top of the turret is 25. So you do have a little bit of protection from artillery, but not a lot. The map is Live Oaks. They're going to change the map name to Dead Oaks in a future update to account for climate change. It's a tier 7 game. We're in our tier 6 tank. I did have some good tier 8 games in this tank, but just these were better, so I'm showing this. But it does do quite well at tier 8. It's got good penetration and everything. And it doesn't rely on armour, so it doesn't really matter. As you can see, we're not going super fast. It's going okay. You need a downhill run. So if we get a bit of a downhill run here, we'll probably accelerate a little bit more. There's a little bit of a downhill slope here. And there we go. We're over 40, 48. And then if you get a downhill run and maintain it on the flat, it goes pretty good. So here we're doing alright. As soon as we hit this little rise here, you'll see the speed just starts to wipe off again. And we've gone sort of from 48 to 30 pretty quickly. Oh, there's a Crusader. I fire a shot. There wasn't really anything to shoot at. I just did it because I thought he was going to pop up again. And we'll move into a position here. Apparently I didn't get spotted by that Crusader. Somehow. So the enemy team has a T-29. That's about the only thing I can't penetrate. So I can't penetrate his turret. His hull wouldn't be a problem. So that's about the only tank I really have to worry about. And we get a good shot there into the Crusader. You'll probably see here too the accuracy I was talking about. The accuracy on this gun is very good. It does miss, it does throw a wild one every now and then. This is where I think the accuracy that Wargaming come up with is kind of fiction. When it says 0.39, which is I think means you can miss by 0.39 of a metre at 100 metres. So if it's 200 metres, it'll be 0.78 or something of a metre that you can miss by. And that's how much you can miss by. Like that one goes over the tank. It was fully aimed. I decide to come up, have another shot, and I think, oh, I don't really aim, I just fire because, yeah, and you can see return fire coming in there. I'm now changing the direction because I don't want to play artillery. He had a shot at me last time as well, that's why I zigzag and try and move around random directions. Anyway, yeah, the accuracy, it's not, the thing is not how far it disperses, is not the main thing. The main thing is how often it disperses, and that we never know. That's never told to us. So, yeah. Now I can see they're starting to come around the side. I've got a T-67 here shoot, so we'll shoot him. And now it's probably time for me to move back because they're about to outflank me. So I turn around, start driving forwards. You can see the T-67 here. He's already doing the same thing. He's running like crazy as well. I'm not going to run all the way like he seems to be doing because, as you can see, I got my gun pointed backwards in case I have to shoot while I'm retreating. I can see our VK here. I have to give him support. He needs to get back though. The VK is also a T6. It's also a medium. It's quite good. I'm playing that tank at the moment. I don't mind it. Has a good gun. But he needs to get down from me. He's getting shot now. He's getting flanked. So hopefully my popping up and down here will make the other tanks it's a little bit hesitant to shoot at him. I'm in the wrong spot though. I need to get to the left here because I'm exposing myself to 2 flanks at once. So I want to come over this side so I can dictate which flank I'm exposing myself to. Don't have any shots at the moment, but here we're going to show off now, hopefully, the gun depression of the tank. So the VK is safe now. And here we go. And we put a shot, we set him on fire. Unfortunately, he has an automatic fire extinguisher equipped, and we don't get much out of that fire. I accidentally auto-locked on him. I didn't mean to auto-lock on him, which means I couldn't fire at that Crusader there. But we get one into the 1375. And the 1375 is a tier 7 tank, so we'll be getting good XP for shooting him. The Crommy there. We'll go again for this guy. I really don't want him to pop over the hill because if he empties his clip into me, I'm a dead duck. I won't manage to block him with a shot. So we fire there at the Crusader. We must have just missed, I think. Or bounced, one of the two. So I kind of donked that shot. I got confused by there being the 2 of them. I aimed it at the Crusader but donked it in the ground. That one goes into him. So you can see the quick aim time and the pretty much good basic accuracy of the gun is working in our favour here. And you can see there he didn't fire at us, and the reason he didn't fire is because we exposed such a small amount of turret each time that they can't just bang a shot at. They actually have to like really make sure they're pointing at you and then aim. And look at that. How's that for quick firing accuracy on that Crusader there? So we got splashed by Artie there. And splashed again. This time he tracks us. I used my repair kit and we took a bit of damage there from the Panther, which is the tier 7 artillery. And luckily the T-67 comes in and nails that guy. Probably didn't need the help, but anyway. You can see how slow we're going now. Yeah. But we are winning quite convincingly now. Let's see how fast we go down this hill. Do we have any speed going down here? Oh, T-67. Oh, he got out of the way in time. So downhill here, 30, 40, 50, 57 we hit there for a second. So it's all the speed on this tank is downhill. And you can see we're slowed right down again. 21. Now this is where the tank is frustrating. They've only got 3 tanks left. 2 of them are artillery. One of them is an IKV-65, which I don't rate it as a tank. And there's the VK, which is the other tier 6, it's not a premium, it's tier 6 German tank. It's bigger and heavier than we are. Its top speed is not as high as ours. He just got that kill, I believe. On that Artie up there. Now watch how slow we go up this hill. (11 kilometers per hour). 10. We hit 10 there for a second. I think because I was turning while going the hill. Now here we go. We're going to get a shot on this GW Panther. We've got good gun depression. There he is. Let's up. VK gets it. He started heading over much later than I did. Game over. Victory! That was a class 2 game in the tank. Obviously there are people having very big games in this tank. Let's have a look. And we finished second on our team for experience. And we finished down the list for damage. The Hellcat did great with 1790. We did 1376, which is not bad. Next one. And 14 shots fired. 9 hit. All of the shots that hit did penetrate. 1376 damage, only a little bit of assistance damage, 330, which is a little bit disappointing I think in that game. Damage 4, destroying 1, and there you go. The map is Himmelsdorf and we're top tier, it's a tier 6 game. So the enemy has an ARL-44, which I might have trouble penning from the front. Well, will have. A TOG 2 and an STRV-74. The TOG I shouldn't have any trouble penetrating with this. The TOG actually has the same gun as this, I think with the exact same stats, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, heading up the hill because, hey, it's a hill fighting tank. Look at the speed we're doing. 14. Now, admittedly, the KV-1S is faster than us, and the M4 is now overtaking us. M4 isn't exactly a super quick tank, so you can see that, and I think we did just show there at the end of the last game that really, if you want to use this to clean up tanks at the end, it's the wrong tank. Alright, so originally I think I'm going to get into a hill fighting position here, but there's too many tanks vying for position, so I decided to just keep moving. And at first I think I might go around the left, and I think, oh no, look, I'll just pop out and see if I can take a shot. We'll just try a little bit of pop out shooting and see how we go. Martyr, and I missed. That was bad. He was pulling back on an angle, so I think it missed. It looked like it missed by more than it probably did. Tog 2, juicy target. Just don't want to get a hit by him, but other than that. Now, obviously, the replay didn't quite... I did hit him at the Tog there. Obviously, the replay, it looked like I shot him my own tank, but... Now, we just bounced a shot from the Panzer J there. So, when you're top tier, you can bounce a few shots. The Panzer J is sitting there. I think we just bounced another shot from him. We did, but we went in. We are angled too. We're not showing really our side. We're showing our angled front. And we managed to kill him there. There's an STRV. He gets one into me, but I get one to him. We do similar damages. 146 to me. I do 152 to him. STRV. I know what we that was a TD anyway. We got rid of that TD. Martyr. Eliminate the Martyr. As you can see, when they talk about the accuracy of this tank, there goes STRV. At 0.39. In the old days, this would have been not 0.39, that's for sure. But they've obviously changed the way they do accuracy a couple of years ago, and it's quite different now. I want to get rid of this STRV because he has an excellent gun as well. There we go, because I don't want him shooting at me because he's the one who can really get me. This Tog's a bit slow and he's not a very good player, this guy on the Tog. No offense to you guy. But you just, yeah, that's not how you use the Tog. But anyway, we get rid of the Tog. I actually have a 60+% win rate in the Tog as well. I don't know, just the gun. I think at tier 6 it's a great gun at tier 6, but a terrible gun at tier 7 as proven by the Black Prince. And here we go. We get one in. I'm probably going to wear a shot here, but my teammate in the AC4 Experimental comes to the rescue. Now, the enemy team is capping. I've got to get to cap. And this is where Mr. Noobkins Underhook shows his true colours here. I've turned around because I'm heading back to cap. Because I'm going to try and stop them from capping, right? And I think, oh, I've got a good position up here. I'll park here. I should be able to see the tanks on cap. Okay, where are they? Oh, there's a tank over there. Where's the tanks on cap? Well, why can't I see them? And there's artillery right there, and it's an encounter game! No! So, yeah, I forgot it was an encounter game. Anyway, you get to see the tank go fast now, because we're going to go down this big hill. Let's see what we get to. 50, 60, 64, 66, 68! We hit 6. I saw it flash 68 there for a second. And as you can see on the flat now, if you can maintain, you know, straight on a flat, it keeps its speed. Oh, except when the game ends. So, a little bit of a blunder there, me going to the wrong cap. Yeah. Anyway, we got class 2 and high caliber for that game. And what did we do? We did 1,816 damage. Not bad. The tank has 750 hit points. So that's not bad. And it was way above anybody else on our team. Look at that. The next best was what? 600. Sheesh. Enemy team? Highest was about 800 from this guy. Yeah, so we from the Tog. There you go. That shows you how good that gun is. But it wasn't enough to win the game, and they capped us out, and I drove to the wrong cap. Don't know if I could have got to the cap in time or not. Maybe I could have. Well, yeah, we'll never know. Shots fired 17. 15 of them hit. We did bounce one of those. And 1,816 damage. Received 3 hits. We bounced 2 of them off that Panzer J thing, which I think didn't have a very good gun. Blocked 140 from that. Only 47 assistance damage, so we didn't get any spotting damage at all, pretty much. 6 damage, 5 destroyed, and okay, there you go. Oh, what XP? I should have told the XP. We got, well, it's 500 plus 300 and something. It's about 860 or so. Which did we say was a class 2? Yeah, so you must have to get around 1200ish to get a mastery in this tank. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching my review of the AC4 Experimental. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to Reginaldesq, and have fun.